Honorable Pascal. Pascal, if you're there with us, now what do you feel about this concept of opinion polls as regards the forthcoming election? Can you hear me?
You sound very audible. Sound very audible.
All right, but can you hear me now?
I'm
Okay,
hearing faintly, but I'm hearing you.
okay. All right, I think you should increase your volume, okay? I think that will help us out. But before that, our technical crew, they're working on it. Let's get straight down to the studio. So, Mashido, what do you feel about this concept of opinion poll?
Opinion poll is actually an indicator of how the political party is doing, how the candidate itself is also doing. It's also an indicator how the people themselves, how they feel about the sitting administration. Has it bettered their life or has it made their life worse? So they respond based on how the situation affects them personally.
On how the situation affect them personally.
Yes.
All right, still on opinion polls, started seeing some bringing out their opinions and views on how the forthcoming election will take shape. Various political parties are beginning to, tell the world that this is what they feel will happen in course of the election. What can you make out of this, Esosa?
Well, let me start by saying that opinion poll is a human research survey of public opinion taken from a particular sample. In civilized climate, where there is credibility as to the organization or entity conducting the polls or survey, as the case may be, you can add a measure of that can be an indicator or indication of where the election might go or where it might swing. However, in Nigeria, particularly in Nigeria generally, there is always this Nigeria factor where some of these polls are marred by some of the Nigerian factors. Not only that, or some of those opinion polls are tailored by reason of sentiments of those that are conducting the polls. In that case, you cannot tell that this is the true indicator of what the electorate are saying, because the polling is already flawed by the Nigerian factor. For example, if an APC bias organization is organizing an opinion poll, that person will likely go to an APC dominated domain to take their sample. At the end of the day, that may not be the reflection of the opinion of the entire Edo people. And this particular government, let's bring it back to Edo State, has mastered the art of propaganda. As a matter of fact, they thrive in propaganda.
Many may disagree with that comment of yours.
Yeah, they can't disagree. That is why this is my opinion.
Because they're still accusing your party of using propaganda.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That is also part of the propaganda. Accusing the APC of propaganda is part of the propaganda. Imagine the other time, the situation that happened the other day at the airport. I cannot phantom it, Mr. Wilson. Your own security will shoot at itself, or your own supporter will shoot at themselves. That is the propaganda we are talking about. You get what I'm saying? People have been trained. People are being paid, you understand, to carry out propaganda and try to deceive Edo people. But let me say this. Edo people have been known to be some of the most sophisticated people in terms of voting. At the end of the day, the propaganda and lies. Not even 1 billion opinion poll swayed or conducted by reason of bias will work this time around.
I will come back to you, Susan, but please watch your emotions. Calm down. Now let's get straight down to Igwebe, where Chief Pascal is standing by. Pascal, you're with us. Now, you've heard Machido and, of course, a Sosa. They are saying that this is like, feeling or views of some persons. And he's saying that the opinion poll we are seeing right now by a particular political party is a form of propaganda. that you can go to a space dominated by a particular political party and they will carry out an opinion poll. Definitely, it is going to swing to that direction. What do you feel about this?
Yes, I can take off from what Sosa just said, talking about the pollster credibility, the credibility of the pollster, that is those who conducted it. But having said that, the significance of an opinion poll, public poll, had to do with, whether or not the factors that are important have been considered in conducting that survey. What do I mean? Number one, the sampling methodology. If the sample the researchers or the pollster use does not represent, the adequacy of the voting population, in terms of the validity and reliability of the instrument used, that will bring to question the outcome of the result, whether or not it will be acceptable. Then two, the timing of the poll. The timing of the poll is very important. For instance, if the poll was conducted many months ago, you do not expect the result to affect the outcome of election compared to when the poll is conducted a few days to the time. For the reason that many people who probably made their choice at the point in time, today, a number of factors would have affected them. There's another factor that will affect it is the framing of the question itself. If the question asked by the pollster, he saw that it's they are leading question. In other words, it tends to preempt or solicit response bias, because the person you are interviewing may be a PDP person, or it may be a Labour Party member or faithful, or it may be APC member. That could bring bias and invalidate the entire process. The other factor that could affect it is the voter turnout. Who are the people that they interviewed? Was it based on random sampling? Was it stratified? What method did they use? If the turnout was small in the pool, that could affect the outcome of the result, because the adequacy of the sample is very, very important as a critical factor in determining the outcome of the result, and therefore that could affect the outcome of the election. Then another factor could be even the weighting. Did they apply some weight? Because you see, voters are of different types. Some are educated, depending on the question you ask. All right, there could be some bias. If the question is thrown to an illiterate, he probably will not understand the wording of the question. So you have to apply weight in order to adjust these preferences and the rest of them. Then we know in this part of the world, so that we think everybody belongs to one party or the other. There are who are referred to as undecided voters. Who are the people you are dealing with or you sampled? The perhaps majority could have been undecided voters, and it could affect the outcome of the result. There's also what they call the margin of error. When you are doing analysis, there's what they call the margin of error. So that must be considered, and it's usually expressed as a percentage. What percentage of error in this sampling methodology? What is the percentage of error in the analysis? The statistics applied in analyzing the data. And what type of data did you gather? All these are important considerations. Of course, when you talk about impact, therefore, on voters, there's what they call bandwagon effects. For a result that shows that PDP or APC is on the lead, or PDP is on the lead, or Labour Party is on the lead, that could bias, the actual voters, in the sense that many will not want to join the winning group. And that's what they call bandwagon effect. And it can also be the other way around. What I refer to as underdog effect. Underdog. Those who have sympathy, they say, people are leading, okay, let us swing. Let us take our vote to the other group. All this will affect the outcome of the election. And of course, we already talked about the pollsters' credibility. Who are the group conducting this report? It's possible they have been bought over. It's possible they are even members of a particular party. But this notwithstanding, if the survey was properly conducted in a more scientific manner, step by step, the result of that survey will be a predictor.
I will come back to you, Pascal.
The actual voting
I
and
will
therefore the
come
outcome
back
of the
to you.
result.
Now,
And
let's go to the
from what-
studio. Let's go to the studio. All right. You heard him. He gave a precise breakdown of the factors that may lead to some people, sampling, or will I say, expressing their opinions about a particular candidate or political party. All right. Now, when I went to town, I asked a couple of friends what they feel about this opinion poll. I went to APC stronghold. They were like, this is our own poll. APC candidate first, Labour second, PDP third, on one hand. And of course, I saw the PDP opinion poll. PDP first, APC second, Labour third. All right, I said, good. Now let's get to ask Labour. They brought down opinion poll. Labour first,
71%.
APC or PDP second, and of course PDP or APC third. I mean, if you want to go by this, do you think it is really going to work or have an implication or impact in the forthcoming election, knowing fully well that this is riddled with bias?
The answer is yes. The real opinion poll is we're going out of this studio to meet the average Edo citizens. Let's go to Ekiosa. Let's go to urban markets. Let's go to the average citizens who are feeling the heat of bad leadership of both APC and PDP of 25 years of lack of leadership in the states. I have been touring the Ikpobaha local government. I'm the deputy campaign coordinator to Barrister Olumide Osabowo Apata in Ikpobaha local government. I have been liaising, talking to the real people impacted. Yesterday here, fuel has been increased to 1,200 naira a liter. So what do you think the average citizen of Edo will say about APC-led government? Of course, they will say no. What do you think the Edo state citizen is going to say about the Obaseki-led government? A government that destroys people's house, a government that is fond of constructing substandard rules.
Now, many people will not agree to this.
They don't have to agree. That is the reality on ground. A government that have neglected secondary schools. I was at Queen Edith's secondary school yesterday. The buildings are all dilapidated. It was littered with goats and sheep, and school is resuming in 2 days. Go to Ogola College in Ikpobaha local government, Ward 5. The school became so bad that the government themselves became afraid that the building would collapse on the children, that they had to relocate the children from Ogola College to Igwodala Primary School in Oredo. That is taking students from one local government to another local government. So when you sample the opinions of people in EV quarters, they will definitely tell you that Governor Obaseki-led administration is the worst thing that has ever happened. On the other hand, when you sample the opinion of people that what do you think about Barrister Olumide Osabowo Apata of the Labour Party, they judge him by what he has done when he was the president of the NBA. Somebody who was president for barely 2 years left an account credit of 1.5 billion, and he made the accounts in negative. So the opinions goes in any direction, but the real opinion is you going to the streets, interview the people, hear them. The people are hungry. Even Dr. Aswe Igodalo agrees with me that Governor Obaseki has failed. He said that those people are poor, they have no money.
Don't you think you are twisting his words?
No,
you just picked some part of it.
Oh, well, I'm not,
because I saw that interview. He
You
said
did.
he is going to continue from where the governor stopped some. He didn't say the people. So please, let's be guarded.
Okay.
I saw 3 of those interviews.
No, this one just happened few days ago on BBC.
I saw the
Pidgin.
interview.
Okay, listen to me, sir.
Yes.
He wants to continue for where Godwin Obaseki stops. Those same people have been poorer for the last 8 years, right? We have been poorer. Insecurity, the people in Orion can no longer go to farms. They are being kidnapped. The security votes given to Governor Obaseki every month, which is sometimes up to R1 billion. What is it? What is he doing with it? So the sample changes. So the people, like I said before, secondary schools in Edo State have been completely abandoned.
All right. I'll come back to you, Mr. Well, you heard him. He took a shot at of the administration in Edo State. We took a shot also of administration, the federal level, talking about fear upon price. Really, Nigerians are like, what in the world is happening? Do you think this will swing the opinion, even in your own stronghold? Just say, look, man, it's not going to be APC. Take it up from there.
I don't believe that. Anyway, there are some circumstances that are going to affect the election, but definitely not the way he puts it. I disagree with him on that. It is not political parties that are governing Nigeria, so to say. It is not political parties. It is what is playing out today is the capability, the capacity of the individuals in power. I've said it more than once, even on this studio. Barrister Olumide Akpata, for example, I've seen one of his adverts, and they are saying that now person wey Peter Obi bring be this so. Peter Obi at some point had been a member of the PDP, and he's condemning PDP right here. That means PDP, to him, according to him, if PDP is populated by bad people, once upon a time, Peter Obi, that they are using his name, to promote their candidate, has been a very bad person. That's what, if I go by his analogy, I said it on in this studio some time ago that if President Muhammadu Buhari, I consider President Muhammadu Buhari a failure, in my own opinion. Yeah, even though I'm a member of the APC. Yeah, if he had contested under CPC and won, or contested under PDP and won, that will still be his character. His character was kind of jihadist. Let us conquer territory. Because it was obvious that the people that were doing some of those kidnapping, if not related to him one way or the other, they were, some of them called them.
Are you a member of the party? You're still a member of the party.
I'm not condemning the party. Listen to where I'm going to. I'm not condemning the party. I'm saying that, mind you, if a PDP member was in this studio, he will praise Obaseki to the high heavens or praise the PDP to the high heavens, forgetting that Obaseki came to government through the APC. Are you getting what I'm saying? So what is playing out is the character. Mind you, let me even go to Comrade Adams Oshomole. Like him or not, like him or hate him, you give him his dues that there were some things that he did in terms of performance. Is it the service lane at Uselu? Is it the Red Roof Revolution? Is it the water storm project that he started? Whether you love him or not. But once upon a time, he was the champion of the Labour Party before eventually he contested under the ACN. So what played out is his character, is his heart in terms of performance. At the end of the day, what is playing out today? I was doing a little bit of analysis and research. I've not completed it though.
You have to anchor, please.
Yeah, let me quickly anchor it on that. Now, this present administration, led by Governor Godwin Obaseki, may have received, whether through loans, through federal allocation, internally generated revenue, and what have you, subvention, put everything together. What he may have received may be going to some 2 trillion naira. Are you getting what I'm saying? 2 trillion naira should be able to turn a state to El Dorado.
I'll come back to hold on. Let's move straight down to Igwebe, where Chief Pascal is standing by. Pascal, are you there? I believe that
Yes.
you listen to their opinions and, of course, to their views. The trick is why that what is happening in Edo State. They are saying that what is going on right now in Edo State is going to determine how far the election will go, or the outcome rather, and that also was shaping the opinion poll. Now, what do you have to say about the reaction?
I disagree. I disagree with the one of the guests who talked about what is considered the failure of Obaseki regime. Completely disagree. First, Nigeria is a beleaguered nation. There are a lot of challenges: social unrest, economic downturn. There are problems in the country, problem of security. All these are national issues that have taken international dimension. And every state is affected. Everybody knows every state is affected. Now, as a governor, there are basic criteria for the choice of who should be the most qualified candidate to be the governor of Edo State. Obaseki, as a governor, was a leader. And as a leader, he has the visionary zeal, the strategic capability and strategic thinking. Now, what he did, Obaseki, apart from what they are talking about, not repairing schools, what I call the hanging fruit and the rest of them, which to a large extent he did, but they must not forget the fact that he has also think strategically into the far future, because it is important that Edo State has a better future. If they don't have money, if there is no investment, what will happen to Edo State when there is no more revenue from the oil? We are aware that the revenue to the federal government from the monolithic economy oil is dwindling by the day. And unless Obaseki is able to generate internal revenue, which he has done, we know the figure from what it was, even during the time of Oshomole, and now, without that huge internal generated revenue, there is no way Obaseki would have been able to raise the basic salary of teachers of a worker to 70,000 monthly. Now, strategic decisions are very key to effective leadership. Then two, the ability to manage crises that do occur. A leader must be able to manage crises. Obaseki has done this successfully. You will recall there was a time when there was no money from the federation account because of ways and means of the central bank. Obaseki came out and told them that, look, something must be going wrong, and that unless state goes inside and generates internal revenue, sooner than later, most of the expenditure will not be met. So, to a very large extent, people should appreciate, and I can tell you most voters, right, have appreciated the success and outcome of a bank. But that is not even the issue now. The issue now is Aswan Ighodalo. One of the core competencies of a leader is strategic thinking and ability, to communicate, ability to take complex decisions within the beleaguered nation, ability to, bring people together, different ethnic groups, and ensure that there is unity, there is happiness, and there is. So if you look at the statutory responsibility of the state constitutionally, Obaseki did a lot. And for continuity of government, there must be good succession. He went around the whole world, looked at Edo State, and he believed that the right person that will come to be the next governor must be somebody who has these leadership competencies to drive the challenges that face Edo State. There is a problem with employment. There is a problem of insecurity everywhere in the state. And Aswan Ighodalo has a blueprint, a strategic agenda to drive and solve all these challenges. What we are saying is that you cannot give what you don't have. This man is a lawyer, he's an economist. A leader must have a deep understanding.
I will come back to you, Chief Pascal.
If a man cannot interpret financial statement,
thank you. Thank you. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Telling him what to do.
All right, so now back to the studio. Back to the studio, please, gentlemen. You heard him. He was passionate about their candidate because of what you guys talked about. So he needed to react. But I keep saying, everyone, watch your emotions. Calm down. Now, you see, it boils down to what both of you and, of course, Chief Pascal agreed to. Sentiment. You go to your stronghold, you get to opinion samples. If this is the opinion poll, it cuts across various political parties. PDP, APC, LP, YPP, NNPP, you just name it. But why do you feel that some politicians, political party or candidate tend to do this, manipulating the opinion poll to suit their party or candidate? Mind you, this is not about the governor of the state. Take it up from there.
I won't agree with that some politicians are manipulating opinion poll. Chief Pascal just agreed that there's insecurity in Edo State. He agrees that there are many challenges in Edo State. So these challenges are...
And he said his candidates can fix it.
Yes, he said his candidates can fix it. And the campaign slogan of his candidate is, then go do one, right? And he is the chief economic advisor to the sitting governor of Edo State. What they couldn't do for the past 8 years, what he couldn't advise Godwin Obaseki to do for the past 8 years, Now he is telling the people of Edo State, I go do one. It not make sense, right? Chief Pascal himself said there is insecurity in the state. But the Edo State governor is receiving security votes every month, sometimes to the tune of 1 billion naira. Our
Don't you
police,
think you're assuming that amount?
I am not assuming. The State Commissioner of Information should come out and release how much the state is receiving. He should also come out and debunk that Edo State is not owing up to 600 billion naira in deficit. He should also come out and let us know how much the state is borrowing to pay workers. You see the way Chief Pascal just, so do you hear the way Chief Pascal just said it? The governor is prudent, he was able to do this, he is paying workers, but he didn't say that the state is borrowing money to pay workers. I challenge the Commissioner of Information, Chris Enikari, or Cosmos Osagie, or whatever his name is, to come out, debunk it, release the statistics to the people. How much is the state owing? How much is the state borrowing to pay workers? That is on the wayside. So back to the opinion poll. What sways people's opinion? Like I said before, Chief Pacquiao agrees with me, there's insecurity. People in Orion can no longer go to farm. I said that before. People in Ovia Southwest, in Ovia Northeast can no longer go to farm. Even people here in Ipobaoha can no longer go to farm because of Fulani herdsmen and open grazing. What is the government doing about it? Nothing. So when you go to the street and interview these people, what is your opinion about the PDP-led administration? They will give you negative review. On the other hand, you also ask, and you come to my APC colleague and also ask the people, what is your opinion about APC? They will also give you negative review because it has always been APC and PDP that has been in the helms of affairs in Edo State. My honorable colleague here may want to disagree with me that, oh, it's about character, not about party, but it's astonishing to know that PDP and APC for the past 25 years is only breeding the worst in the society. Labour Party is new to our governance. I am not a politician. Barrister Olumido Sabovo is not a politician. He sees many of these challenges in Edo State, and he has the capacity to fix this problem.
So that's why he chose to become a politician.
That is why
so
he
right now
chose
he's
to
a
be
politician.
He is now.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you heard him. Before we call it a wrap on this particular segment, because our Abuja Network Center is on standby. Now, how do you think these political parties will make do of the outcome of this opinion poll to at least sway votes to their own direction?
I'll quickly say this. In my very own opinion, and from what I've sampled from Edo people, the opinion is favoring Akpakomiza of the APC.
Right now, you're being biased. You are being biased. No, you are being biased. Your own opinion. Now, you talked about propaganda.
This is what I said, in short.
You went to your stronghold.
In my statement.
Your own stronghold.
In my statement, look at what I said.
Yes.
I said, in my own opinion, from what I've sampled from Edo people. That is my opinion.
In your stronghold.
Whether my stronghold or not, I just said it's my opinion.
Yes.
That
All
the
right.
opinion, please let me anchor.
Please
Others were
anchor.
giving time. Yeah.
Please anchor.
Others were giving time. Now it favors Akpakomiza. That is Senator Monday Okpere.
We're not yet to campaign, please.
I'm not campaigning.
All right.
Because of what he has done before and because of what he's doing for the people. Now they say, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. And that is why the PDP is going to be beating blue-black in this election. Simply because Governor Godwin...
You are not INEC.
Listen, let me land now. This
Please
is my
land.
own opinion. Now, Governor Godwin Obaseki has actually been generating, judging from what Pastor said, if he has been generating more revenue, he has actually been generating those revenue and collecting from the federal allocation and using it to help himself and his cronies, because there is nothing on ground
Zero.
to show for the huge resources that has accrued, that have accrued to Edo State over this period of that Governor Godwin Obaseki
Thank you.
has been in the hands of.
Thank you. Now let's get to hear from Pascal, because it's like most of you are just twisting his words. He has the opportunity right now to make his words straight. Chief Pascal, your last line on this discussion, judging from what they've said about your principle.
Look, there's no way Obaseki, for example, can take money, borrow money from anywhere, use it to pay, and put it into expenditure. Those borrowings were for strategic investment. The issue now is not about Obaseki.
They are not
The issue is about Aso Ighodalo. As far as I'm concerned, other candidates are not qualified based on certain criteria for the choice of the right candidate. I spoke about strategic visioning. I spoke about crisis management. I spoke about other competencies like how to do with, building a coalition among all the stakeholders. If you look at Aso Ighodalo, he has gone around all the stakeholders, right? And communicated to them, share his vision about the development of Edo State. There must be succession planning. The fact that people say this or that about Obaseki, Obama has not mind of his own. Aso Ighodalo has a mind of his own. He's highly creative, he's highly innovative. All these challenges we are talking about in Edo State, if you read the blueprint, if they can take time to go through his strategic agenda and his program of action, all these issues will be addressed, both short term, medium, and long term. Now, the issue of finance is very, very critical. The allocation from the federal government will never be enough to solve all the problems of any state. You must have the creativity and ability to generate revenue and be able to meet with strategic partners, outside this country and those in diaspora. You should be able to communicate, persuade them, and convince them about public policy you want to drive. And so they will come to invest in Nigeria. But if you say you're a candidate
to articulate his point.
Thank you. Our
Set
time
this
is up.
propaganda.
Our time is up.
how will you
Our
able
time
to
is up.
convince investors
Thank you,
to
Chief.
Edo State?
Thank you, Chief.
The issue is
Thank
money.
you. All right. Well, this is where we'll draw curtains on this segment, rather, because our Abuja studio is on standby. Gentlemen, I know you need more time, but it's a network thing. We have to move on to Abuja. Thank you so much. Shido, thank you so much. Sosa,
Thank you
and of
for
course, to
having
Chief
us.
Pascal.
Thank you for
I
having me.
really
It's a pleasure.
appreciate